Okay, so welcome to the Neurogrowth podcast. For those that don't know us, my name is Justin and I'm a qualified counsellor.
Yeah, and I'm Sal. I'm also a qualified counsellor. Last time we introduced our Neurogrowth project and said this is going to be the podcast element of that project where we're going to be exploring all things neurodivergent.
Yes, so today we're going to be exploring masking.
Yes.
Or masking.
Up north.
I'm going to be using the southern.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be...
You're going to keep it south.
I'm going to keep it south with masking. So today we're going to be looking at masking and talking a little bit about our experiences with masking in our own lives, with our neurodivergent journeys. I've got some prompting, some questions as well that we can refer to and just see what we find, see what we explore today.
Yeah, so it's a conversation.
Yes, a nice flowy conversation that we're going to have around it. So it's probably important we first off maybe explain what masking is, maybe set the tone with so we understand what it is. Yeah. So I've got a little extract here from the Attention Deficit Disorder Association. So they say that masking is when a person with ADHD acts in a socially acceptable way to fit in and form better connections with those around them. This usually involves camouflaging their symptoms by controlling their impulses, rehearsing responses, and copying the behaviours of those who don't have ADHD. And it says that keep in mind that masking does not mean you're fake or ingenuine. It's often a learned response based on what society views as normal. And many adults with ADHD, we can obviously link that in with autism as well, mask their symptoms to prevent them from interfering with their relationships and social life.
Okay, do you want me to read the autism one?
Yeah? Let's hear that one as well.
Okay, so this is from the National Autistic Society. Masking is a strategy used by some autistic people, consciously or unconsciously, to appear non-autistic, to blend in and be more accepted in society. Masking can happen in formal situations such as school or work, and in informal situations such as at home with family or socialising with friends. Masking is sometimes referred to as camouflaging, social camouflaging, compensatory strategies, and passing. Research suggests autistic people learn how to mask by observing, analysing and mirroring the behaviour of others in real life or on TV, in films and books. Do you want me to read how autistic people have described masking?
Yeah, let's hear that. That's quite good.
So it's a hypervigilance for and constant adaptation to the preferences and expectations, whether expressed, implied or anticipated, of the people around you. Tightly controlling and adjusting how you express yourself, including your needs, preferences, opinions, interests, personality, mannerisms and appearance, based on the real or anticipated reactions of others, both in the moment and over time. Okay?
Yeah, great.
So I think it's probably important to kind of try and draw a distinction between neurotypical people and masking. And neurodivergent masking, because I think it's important to identify that to some degree as human beings we do all adapt and mask to some extent. In counselling terms we sometimes call this configurations of self, where we adapt ourselves to the role that we are undertaking at that time. So you might understand it as sometimes we have a work hat on, which might be being more professional, which is different to how we are at home. We might be different that we are with our partner as we are with our parents. So that would be a different sort of configurations of self, so different form of yourself. Still you, still forms your whole identity, but you slightly different hats on when you're in slightly different situations to help you kind of fit in or appear more professional, or just adapt to that kind of role that you're in to make yourself, I guess, a bit more socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Do you kind of understanding of that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I think as well, obviously, I think it's good we because I know in the first one we spoke a little bit about our journeys as well. So for those who don't know, I was diagnosed with ADHD last year, so fairly new to the neurodivergent diagnosis journey in that sense. So a lot of what we speak about, well, all that we speak about, we're speaking from
personal experience.
We're not speaking from a place of, you know, like, I don't really know how to say it. You know, like when you're sort of like, we specialise in ADHD work in that sense. Like it's not that we're...
experts?
No? We're experts in our own lives. We're experts in our own experience. So
I think we're learning more about ourselves as you get on the journey, aren't you? Us understanding about being neurodivergent. Yeah,
definitely. But that's a good distinction that you've made, because we're separating that. So what we say is what we're saying then, that when we're talking about masking, it's very different from when you go to work and you have a work hat on. When you go home, you have a parent hat on, for example. That this is something that there's more
depth to it,
more intense, more depth, more that makes sense. So then for me, so we've spoken about, we've set the tone, this is what masking is, and this comes up a lot within neurodivergence, probably a lot within, you know, the counselling work that we do.
With client work, it comes up a lot.
One of the questions then to start is, why do we mask? So and maybe we could talk a little bit about our experiences with that.
Yeah.
So when did you first notice then that it was masking, when you could first actually identify that's what's going on here, rather than it just being like I've got my parent hat on, or I've got this hat on? When did it feel more, no, this is what it is for you?
Oh gosh. So it's been kind of a long journey with it, really. Obviously I was diagnosed as autistic 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. And I had no idea before then I was autistic at all. I didn't have a clue. So I guess I have been masking from very, very early on. It's hard to say when, really. Similar with my eldest child, who is also autistic, she was watching people from when she was born.
Okay.
Her eyes, to follow people. And my friends commented on it. It's like, why are you baby staring at me? That intensity, like there was quite not that much emotion, but she'd tell she was picking up stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I think I was also very like that, quite an intense child. But I don't know when that develops, you know. I was with clients as well. Sometimes they've said to me, like, from when I was about 1, started that adaptation.
Oh, right.
That need to be somebody that they're not, to kind of meet the needs of that parent. And I think obviously neurotypical people do this as well, from like a trauma aspect. It's like they fit the roles of the family. But with neurodivergence, it's kind of more multi-layered, because you're not just adapting yourself to fit in with the needs of the family. And by that I mean stuff like, so if you have like a difficult elder sibling, you might subconsciously, from a young age, or consciously maybe when you get a bit older, realise that, mum's finding it very difficult, mum's stressed, so I might need to kind of lower my needs, squash my needs down to keep that attachment with the family and keep the family together. So it's very a subconscious process when you're younger.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that to try and keep the family together. I think where it's different with neurodivergent people is that we're very aware very early on that there's a difference, that we feel different.
Yeah, definitely.
And that it's really hard for us to make sense of the world, because we don't have the same, I can't describe it really, we don't have the same neural pathways to have the same social kind of understanding. So from being a baby, because of how our brains work, we don't understand social cues or social, the word really, social systems like neurotypical people do. So from very early on, it's like, I don't understand the world. Don't understand why this person's doing that. Don't understand why this person's doing that. So, I would imagine it becomes like quite a survival technique, is to kind of observe and watch people to try and pick up what the hell is going on here.
Yeah, because there's some recognition then that there's a difference, but I don't fit in.
Yeah.
I don't fit into this.
I don't understand why people are behaving in a certain way.
Yeah.
And obviously, we've all children try and learn and understand the world, don't they? That's what we're supposed to be doing when we're born, to help us survive in the world. So that becomes more of a need for a neurodivergent person, because we don't have that innate understanding. Or our brain isn't able to make the understanding, to make the same connections as a neurotypical person. So we have to work that little bit harder. So that's why I think my daughter, me, clients that I've spoken to, are very observant. They start off being really observing and will observe people. And you can see that from the careers that we go into. There's a very high proportion of neurodivergent people who are psychologists and who are counsellors.
Yeah, that's true.
Research evidence that because we've studied people from when we were born, we become experts in it. Not naturally, but we've honed those skills because we've had to do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I tangented, but kind of back to my point, is that I think I've been doing it from when I was born.
Yeah.
The time I noticed it mostly was when I was, how old was I? 13. And I remember I was telling a story, I was making up a story, and I could see that the people were laughing and they were thinking that I was funny. So I hammed it up, the story, and I made it, I exaggerated it quite a lot, and it made them laugh more.
Oh, right, okay.
So I realised that I could make people laugh by exaggerating or telling stories in a particular way.
Okay.
So I kind of honed that then.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this has got me something. This is giving me some dopamine here.
And did that give you a sense of like, oh,
I can make people like me. That's what it was, Justin.
So you can make people like you.
I can make people like me.
Did you feel like you were part of it? Like in terms of, did it fit? Was there any consciousness that it's like a group thing? I wanted to fit in. Or was it just more about, oh, I like this, I'm making people laugh, that's giving me dopamine, I want more of that. So I'll ramp things up more.
I think it was more about being liked. I was never too bothered consciously about fitting in. And I know, obviously, neurodivergent people, because they are different innately, do actually want to try and fit in to sort of have that feelings of safety.
Yeah.
I think maybe I did feel fairly safe because I was always, I don't know, to some degree feeling okay being different. Yeah. But I suppose in a safe way. I knew I was kind of fitting in to some extent, so then maybe I could be different. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Because for me, it's very similar to yours. I can't remember an exact time, but school is something. I think I touched a little bit on this on the first episode that we did around childhood and school for me. It was that safety element for me with wanting to be a part of groups. But I think on some level, I think there was a part of me that was like, I want to fit in because I want to avoid being the outsider.
Okay.
I want to avoid feeling like there's something wrong with me, or I'm not liked, or I'm being bullied. Like I wanted to very much avoid that.
Can I ask you where that might have come from? Was there like a root cause of that? An experience of feeling different, or?
I think throughout school it was very much like that. Mainly secondary school.
Okay.
For me, it was like a continuous, like from as early sort of school years as like year 7.
Were you bullied ever?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Bullied. Yeah, I think it would because I'm thinking in my head, would I class it as bullied? But yeah, it was bullying.
Was that at primary school or secondary school?
you know, saying that now, I'm thinking about it in real time with you. Primary school, I say quite a bit, but there was a bit of racism.
Okay.
So there was always that feeling of like, I'm different, or feeling.
So was it a predominantly white
Yeah.
school?
Yeah.
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 So were you like
My class
the only
was.
or one of the only mixed race or person of colour?
Yeah. So I think in my class, I was the only. Because, you know, it changes sometimes throughout
Yeah, a
the
few
years.
kids come in and stuff.
But like, thinking like year 5, year 6, I think, I was the only mixed race person. So predominantly everyone white.
Really?
Teachers were all white.
Gosh,
As well.
really?
So there were little,
Blimey.
and I know I can reflect back now and say like, the children had no idea. Like they knew it wasn't right, but I don't think they knew to the extent of how wrong it was. Some of it was they were just trying to make jokes, but they didn't really see it as that's being racist, that's wrong. But I don't know, I can understand from like when I reflect back now as an adult, but yeah, saying that. So there's always been that feeling of like, don't fit in or...
But was that mainly on race then, or do you think there was an intersection of the neurodivergence there as well? Was it like some of your behaviour?
I don't think it was picked up then.
No.
Because it's more...
Do you think you were masking that? Do you think at primary school, like, you were masking the ADHD? What were you like?
I don't think so.
What were you like?
I think because you had the freedom to be energetic, you had the freedom to be creative. It was more sort of like less constrained.
Yeah.
Less restrictive.
Yeah.
But
you don't ever feel like you were like you had to sit still and stuff?
Well, I think, well, if I did, but I don't think it felt like it was wrong. I didn't feel like I couldn't move.
Okay.
Whereas secondary school was very different.
Right,
That's when it felt more like bullying. Like, it's very much like, you're not popular. This is the popular group. You're not popular. So for me, it was very dipping in and out of groups, trying to find where I would fit in, but I would adapt to each group.
So you could get on with everybody?
Yeah. I could find things, because again, you know when you said about watching?
Yes.
I was very good at being able to watch different groups and almost like become what I think they wanted.
So again, you must have learnt that very early then.
Perhaps, yeah. Yeah.
To have honed such a skill to be able to do that at secondary school. Maybe there was a happy vigilance there or maybe it was just being neurodivergent, same as me when you were very little.
Yeah, but just not really.
Not knowing.
Yeah, definitely struggles there. But I think for me, like you were saying, there's the fitting in, you know, so you said like there's fitting in, feeling safe. For me, it was like avoiding bullying.
Avoiding being isolated and rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was bullied at primary school. So that was quite significant for me, definitely. So I had like a best friend from the first day in reception, and we were just tight. She was probably a lot of autistic people will identify with this. Like, she was my safe person. I just had me and her. I felt safe with her. So I think I probably did have some attachment issues with my mum. Struggled leaving my mum, which is also common with autism. So she was my safe person up until last year of primary school, and then a new girl came, and I don't really know what happened, honestly, but she chose to cause a different dynamic, and kind of all my friends kind of abandoned me and kind of isolated me, really, and also went friends with her and just isolated for that whole last year of primary school, which was really traumatic. I'm not sure how traumatic it would have been to a neurotypical child. I think it probably would have been quite bad, being on your own. But for me, losing that safe person and being isolated, I think particularly with the neurodivergence, because I felt different anywhere. And I think in hindsight, I think it probably was the neurodivergence that led to me being isolated, that they could pick up on as being a difference there.
Right, yeah.
And that obviously I'd been friends with the other people since reception. They knew who I was and what I was like. But the new girl probably sensed that there was something a bit different.
Right, I see, yeah. Okay.
So it made me a little bit vulnerable. So yeah. So I guess then that experience led me into not feeling safe, feeling different, and then a big sort of drive to mask further, really, to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
So like you, I went into
that.
secondary school, wanting to not be different, wanting to fit in with people, and I became exactly like you. I became like a social chameleon. Didn't really have a set group of friends. I had different friends that I would kind of be best mates with for a while, and then I'd go off and find another best friend or whatever. I'd just kind of flit a bit. But I became very socially adaptable. I get on with everybody. I could get on with people in different groups. And again, like you're saying about the chameleoning,
Yeah.
picking up traits of other people, knowing how to fit in, knowing how to adapt yourself.
Yeah.
So I think a combination of being bullied probably because I was neurodivergent, and being neurodivergent and learning how to fit in and adapt myself from being very young, and the need for safety to then have to do that at secondary school. Because let's face it, secondary schools are brutal places, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it also comes up quite a bit, doesn't it, with like masking within families, like if there's family expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if it's like the kind of like top-down approach, this is how you need to be, or this is how you should be.
How to behave.
Yeah.
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 So what's your experience of that then?
Well, for me, I think my upbringing was very, because I'm mixed race, so I've got Caribbean side and then white British side. For me, it wasn't very, there wasn't really an expectation on like, this is how you need to be in terms of, oh, you need to be more Caribbean.
Okay.
If that makes sense. That was never in my immediate family.
Okay.
So there was never really a family expectation. I was, my mum was very free flowing. We had a lot of love, a lot of, you know, supportive in finding who we want to be, sort of thing, which was great. So
a lot of acceptance then.
Yeah, a lot of acceptance, a lot of nurture.
Nice.
So for me, I never experienced that, but in session work, I know that comes up quite a bit with some clients where they speak about, you know, if you're, I don't know, say if your last name was, I don't know, Jones, for example, and it's like, if you're a Jones, this is how you need to be. Like, we're very much like, we don't share this, or this is how we need to come across to others.
Okay.
So I think, like family expectations, I know it can come up in relationships as well, perhaps. So
I think it's quite common for people trying to get into a relationship to kind of present a best version of themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that happens in, again, all relationships, not just neurodivergent relationships, neurotypical ones as well. But I think with neurodivergent people, there's more of a pressure to hide or mask the neurodivergent traits, because we learn very quickly, very early, that they're not maybe socially acceptable or they're not desirable in a relationship. Maybe we've had rejection before in the past, romantically or in friendships, that have taught us that they're not socially acceptable or not desirable. So then you mask them, and then when you get comfortable in a relationship, the traits start coming out a little bit more, and then there's a risk of like rejection.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know within myself, when I'm not masking, I'm more humorous.
When you're not masking?
When I'm not. So
okay.
So
you're hiding your humour?
So I think, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Why are you doing that?
I think it depends on the humour. I'm very good at knowing there's masking humour.
Oh, right.
Like, to make other people maybe feel
comfortable. Yeah.
There's like very common, there's like things in my head that I know are scripted humour.
Right, okay.
Very like...
safe humour.
Yeah. Should I give you an example?
Yes, please.
Okay. So like, the very common one that comes up is, you know, like if you make somebody a drink.
Yes.
Maybe you're at work and they say, or they ask you, no, they make you a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, would you like sugar in your tea?
Okay, I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to go?
I'm sweet enough.
Yeah.
No, Justin, no. The cliche humour. Does that make people laugh?
I don't know, sometimes. Or in my head, I'll say it as well.
Okay.
Might not say it, but the humour...
Is that you're making people feel comfortable?
I think so. And I think it's making people feel comfortable or finding like a... or maybe trying to break. Maybe there is a part of me that's trying to break the whole... Like, let's actually bring some humour in. Let's bring some...
Is it to be liked?
I think it's my way of trying to unmask.
Oh,
Subtly.
right,
I think
okay.
I'm subtly trying to unmask and seeing how a scripted humour lands.
Okay,
And if that
I
lands
see.
well, then maybe I can unmask a bit more and you can see a bit more.
right.
But when I know I'm truly comfortable when I'm masking, I'm not consciously thinking about, oh, what do I need to say? How do I need to respond? Do I need to respond in this kind of way?
I see. So for you, a lot around the masking then is about being conscious of stuff that you're saying, being aware of what you're saying. And when you're unmasking, you're more like in free flow.
Free flow. I'm more natural, can have a laugh, feel more relaxed. I even feel it within my nervous system relaxes more.
Okay.
Like, I'm probably not like as like rigid sort of thing, like the way that might be more.
So the
calm,
rigidness,
relaxed.
is that like a hypervigilance?
I think so. It's like I'm in a state of like, I don't know how to put
Is it survival mode? Fight or flight?
It doesn't feel like it's coming from like an anxiety place, but it feels like it's probably more of like I'm imagining being in that kind of like quite a robotic, you know, sitting position and just feeling very much like I have to come across a certain way.
Okay.
Or look the part sort of thing. Whereas when I'm relaxed, I can just relax. I can just slouch if I want to slouch.
Okay. So what's that then? Looking the part. What's that mean for you then?
I guess is where it's coming back to making people feel comfortable. And also not wanting to touch on shame within myself. Maybe some scripts there of, yeah, so looking the part,
would that mostly be in a work context for you, or not always?
Yeah, probably mainly work.
Mainly
I would
at
say.
work.
Mainly work.
So giving the image of being what, like, professional?
Yeah, I think that comes up a lot within myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then there would be a shame then around not being professional.
Yeah, like perhaps maybe wondering what they're going to think. Like, Justin's not professional, you know.
So I'm not competent.
Yeah. I think that's what it touches on actually, is the competence as a thing.
Yeah. So then does that like link back to the ADHD then? The ADHD traits. So you're masking some of those traits because you've not felt competent as a child or as a teenager, you've not felt up to it, or...
Yeah, that touches back to the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The secondary school.
Yeah. Secondary school was a
Okay.
big time in terms of what I felt was a lot of struggle.
Yeah,
during that
around
time.
both academic stuff and socially.
Yeah, and my well-being. I think being at secondary school, I just hated it.
Oh gosh.
I didn't want to go in. There was a lot of
really?
There was a lot of anxiety, a lot of shame because I didn't feel like good enough. So that was quite hard because I can't mask being good at maths.
No, you can't, can you?
Not good
Although
at
I have known people who sat next to people and copied. That's how they're masking the maths.
Okay.
It's quite common for people who are neurodivergent to also have dyscalculia. So yeah, I do know people who have sat next to people and copied.
Yeah. I do remember being at school and like had this friend who was popular, and he did struggle at school more so than me. So we were in a lot of the same classes because it was very much like, you know, you've got like the tiers, like you're in higher, medium, and then they had the lower. So I was very much in the bottom set.
Oh,
they'd call it.
really?
Yeah,
Gosh, okay.
And he used to sit next to me, and I do remember saying to him, look, I'll help you with your work
Yeah.
if you can help me be popular.
Wow.
I remember saying that to him.
Oh, my word.
Because I was just so sick and tired of it.
That's so
I
sad.
was so sick and tired of feeling that way. So I was like, help me be...
But he was quite popular.
Yeah.
So
I didn't come forward a lot at school. I was very introverted,
okay.
very quiet. So I think that contributed a lot maybe to not fitting into some certain groups. But eventually I found a group that I felt really comfortable with, and I could unmask and just be myself. So that
entirely, do you think? You're completely unmasking and being yourself, you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
That's really good,
Yeah, so that really helped.
That's great.
That was only into year 10 though.
Blimey, that's late on, yeah.
Year 10, then that's what made year 10 and year 11 manageable and bearable, and I wouldn't be having anxiety attacks before going. Sunday nights, worst night.
That's a really bad experience then. That's really quite traumatic, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Was it knowing that you were going to have to mask? Or knowing that it was just like a really hard experience?
Yeah, knowing that it was a really hard experience. I just didn't want to be in that environment. Which I know, even working in schools and counselling students in the past, I know that some of them would say, oh, can you take me out of maths? Can you take me out of science? Can you take me out of PE?
Okay.
Because those are the subjects where they feel shame, they don't feel good enough.
Feeling competent.
And then when they're forced to go to these, they're like, well, I just don't want to go to school at all. It starts to become a connection. School equals this.
Shame. Feeling bad about themselves.
Out, having to be somewhere that I don't want to be. Feeling trapped. All of that would, My mum was very supportive with that, though. Sometimes she'd meet me at lunch in the car park,
That's
with
great,
McDonald's, and I'd sit in the car.
Wow.
So that really helped.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she really is. So that helps a lot.
To give you that break, we just be you. Feel comfortable.
And then I remember actually in junior school or primary school, my mum used to write me letters and then put them in my bag, and I'd open them at break time, and it would say not long to go, only 3 hours left, or I'm having my Kit Kat as well while you're having yours, and stuff like that. So it was really sweet.
Your mum really understood then, you were going through something really difficult.
Yeah. So great mum.
That must have helped a lot.
It
Having
did
that
help.
Support.
It made it more manageable. I don't know what it would have been like if I didn't have that type of mum.
Because I have heard of people who are expected the masking at home as well as at school. They're not accepted at home with the neurodivergent traits, and they're having to mask, and they have seriously no idea who they are as a person. It's quite a common experience.
Yeah, their whole identity. I just don't know who
it's
I
not
am.
Accepted anywhere, so they had to kind of be somebody else all the time.
Gosh,
having no experience of who they are really as a person.
That's hard.
It's really hard.
That's really difficult.
Obviously, that has a massive impact on the nervous system.
Yeah. And you see it masking, don't you, with sometimes children will mask a lot at school, and then when they go home, that's when parents will say they're having meltdowns.
Yeah, it's a restraint collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're having to be so tight and controlled all day. And then it's collapse, isn't it, when they get back home? Yeah. Or sometimes it's the other way around.
Yeah. That's true.
That's slightly more worrying as a teacher. You would worry more about the children who were acting up
in school.
At school.
And the masking at home.
Yeah, because you thought that there's something going on at home. That they're not safe at home to be themselves. They're acting out at school. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. And a lot of those kids would have been neurodivergent. A lot of them would have been ADHD for sure. Yeah. And autistic too, I'm sure.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm not sure where we tangented from.
No, I think that's fine. There's going to be tangents. So I think
we're just exploring the neurodivergent experience, aren't we? And just hopefully giving people a flavour of what our experience is, and hopefully they can relate to it.
Yeah, and I think that helps us. Yeah, it helps us sit, I think, as well with people who have gone through that level of empathy, as well, being able to really sit with another human being in that, so...
Yeah, so I think we've touched on the reasons why people mask a little bit. So maybe we can go into it a little bit more.
Yeah, as to the reasons why?
Yeah, so we talked a bit about bullying, haven't we? Not fitting in.
Yeah.
That's also around not being safe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we touched a little bit on making people more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's something that I've always kind of been aware of it, but something recently that I kind of like was a bit of a light bulb moment for me. Like what I'm actually doing is making people feel comfortable.
Yeah. Why do you think do you like have any kind of like views on why you think that is for you? What feels like the driver behind that? Like why you feel like you'd need to make someone comfortable? Is it then in turn to make you feel...
To make me feel comfortable.
Ah, okay. So it makes you feel comfortable when if another person feels comfortable being in...
Yeah, so you're taking the guard down, haven't you? So you try and make that person feel comfortable, make them feel safe. You then, I suppose it comes back again to kind of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment.
Yeah, that comes up a lot, doesn't it, with neurodivergence?
Yeah, fear of not being liked, which again is fear of not being rejected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can make someone feel comfortable, they're more likely to like you because you're not making life difficult for them.
Yeah. And actually that doesn't come up often in terms of like when we talk about masking or when we hear other people, that's not a reason why, it's not a common reason, is it, where, you know, like you said, for you that was a light bulb moment, because even when you said it, for me I was like, yeah, that's true, but it's not something I'm conscious about.
Really aware of.
Like I know it's because I want to fit in, but I'm not consciously aware of, it's because I want that person to feel comfortable, or I might crack that joke because I want them to feel comfortable, to break the awkward silence or something.
Well, particularly if you've been doing it from such a young age.
Yeah.
It's so part of your behaviour.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would you know why you do it? It's just, in some ways, it's your personality, isn't it? But it's not, is it really your personality? I don't know. Big discussion there.
Good question.
Or have you adapted that part of your personality?
Well, so with masking then, now that we've kind of explored that a bit more, what could it look like day to day? Like masking, so for example, could it be like rehearsing conversations in your head before you're in a situation, in an environment, or in front of a person? So rehearsing conversations?
Yeah, so I suppose if you're rehearsing conversations, that means that you are not inherently comfortable in just free-flowing and just speaking, just things that might just come into your head. It means that you feel like that's not safe to do that, or that won't be socially acceptable to do that. And it might upset people or hurt people or make them uncomfortable, which I think is big mainly with maybe autism.
Okay, yeah.
Because, maybe ADHD to some extent. But I think with autism, we tend to be kind of quite blunt. We don't really like small talk, generally.
Yeah, that can be quite painful, can't it?
Yeah.
Small talk, like,
It's not interesting.
Talk about the weather.
Yeah, not interested in that. But we will do that to make other people feel comfortable and to try and fit in socially with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we're stood there like not getting into that conversation, we're going to look awkward, or we're going to look like we're not interested. And then maybe then they won't like us, or they might not, they'll think we're weird.
Do you think sometimes it comes up with like trying to break silence?
With ADHD?
Yeah, with ADHD.
It's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, having silence.
Hate silence is painful.
But to bring in small talk, or to bring in, go into
try and fill the space.
To try and fill that space, yeah.
What is that, do you think, for you?
For me, I think that doing the counselling training has helped massively with being in the silence.
I was going to say that. I've had to learn to be comfortable with silence.
I've had to learn that. And working with clients, working with people day to day. But sometimes it is a conscious thing, like I'll have to say, give silence now, don't say anything, don't try and fill the space, because there is a part of me that wants to, but then I have to like pull that back and recognise the importance of silence.
So what is that for you then? What is it relieving? If you fill that space, what's the relief there? What are you relieving?
I think probably because it can feel awkward, almost like I feel like there's an expectation to fill it.
Yeah,
Am I
for me
supposed
that
to say
word was
something?
there. For me as an autistic person was awkwardness.
Awkward. It does feel awkward.
It feels
doesn't
awkward
it? Yeah.
because I don't know what to say. I can't just come up with small talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to rehearse it. So it's really hard for me to kind of fill the space or initiate conversation with people because I don't know what to say.
Mm.
I don't have like scripts, or I don't have like, I know a lot of autistic people do. They have these really good scripts that they've learned, and they've really learned how to socially mask. But for a lot of autistic people, myself included, I still haven't learned that. I still don't know like how to socially mask really.
Okay. Yeah.
Like going to like a shop now for me, and especially a small shop where there's like one person, every time I still feel awkward. It doesn't ever get any easier because I don't know what to say still to that person. Because talking about the weather or making that small talk, it doesn't come naturally to me.
Do you feel like though that you have? Does it feel like there's something?
Yeah, it feels awkward.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there's a social expectation there to make conversation, or to be liked maybe.
So yeah, it can come back to that again, can't it?
Yeah.
You know, so that's interesting. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, obviously, because you mentioned, you know, about being diagnosed with autism. So we spoke about like rehearsing conversations can be one.
Yeah.
I know for me, mimicking body language can come up, and sometimes, and I've seen it come up with like clients as well in sessions, but mimicking. But what about, how are you with like, do you ever feel like you have to force eye contact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eye contact's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, because that can
for
be
autistic
really,
people.
that's really difficult.
It's quite painful, isn't it? I know you said it, I'm really conscious of it.
Yeah, I knew you would be as well.
What happens in a client session, isn't it? When someone says, oh, I don't do eye contact, you're just really conscious of it.
Yeah, just like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you struggle with eye contact then? As an ADHD
As a
person?
child, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a child, I did struggle
Oh, did
with
you?
it.
Yeah. You're aware of it?
But I think, again, with the training, being in sessions, do you know what it is? I used to struggle with eye contact as a child when talking or listening. And I noticed that when I'm talking, and you'll notice it, I don't look directly at you.
Yeah.
I'm looking around the room. And I think that does obviously to help me with thinking. But I find that especially when I'm in sessions, I'm very good at holding eye contact when I'm listening. But when I'm talking, I'm like...
So that's the same as me then? It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I can give you eye contact when I'm talking. No, when I'm listening, when I'm listening. Because that's all I'm doing, is I'm focusing on the listening. But when I'm talking, because I struggle with processing, I can't do two things at once. Because the eye contact doesn't come naturally to me. I'm having to focus on that. But if I'm listening, I can't focus on... Sorry, if I'm talking, I can't focus on those two things at once. So I can't give eye contact when I'm talking. I find it difficult. Maybe I can with you today because I'm more comfortable, maybe.
Yeah. But sometimes I do... Sometimes when I'm in speaking to some people, I'm like, oh, am I staring too much?
Oh, right,
am I holding eye contact for too long now?
Yeah.
Do I need to break it?
So again, it's not something that naturally comes naturally to you then?
No.
No.
But like you said, when I'm comfortable, it won't be a thing that I think about. So, yeah.
So that's about masking then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Because if you're more comfortable, you're not having to think about it. You just do it naturally when you want to or when you can or feel able to.
So that comes under, so we've got rehearsing conversations, mimicking body language, forcing eye contact, suppressing stims is one that's come up as well. Suppressing stims. So stimming, moving, that I find a struggle.
Do you?
And I know I'm doing that. When I'm masking, I'm suppressing, like moving my hands or picking my fingers.
Are you conscious of doing that?
Yeah, sometimes I'm conscious I am doing it.
You are doing it.
And then I stop myself.
So you're low level stimming like I am now, just picking my nail.
Yeah. Well, you got that, you're like a fidget ring. But yeah, suppressing stims, I think, is can come out in like what masking.
So a natural urge to have movement, especially more so with ADHD, I think.
Yeah.
So what impact does that have then? If you're suppressing stims, let's say you're doing that for a long period of time in a day, does that impact like your energy levels? Are you more tired later, or do you have more energy that you need to burn off? Or maybe there's like a frustration or like a build-up of some emotion?
I think there can be a tiredness, like a draining from having to suppress that. Because it sometimes it takes quite a bit of brain power just being able to say, like say, you know, I don't know, for an hour, don't do something that feels natural.
Yeah.
It's like you're always conscious
of it.
Having to be conscious all the time.
Yeah.
So that can be very draining.
I think even like on a subconscious level as well. Because if you've been doing it for such a long time, like I'm thinking maybe what I was like at school, is that I probably wasn't conscious that I was suppressing stims, but I would just behave. Although I did used to take little toys to school and I used to be role-playing with them.
Oh, okay.
Whilst I was supposed to be working. Yeah, just to keep my brain active on something interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's quite interesting that.
But that's going to impact your nervous system, surely, because it's about bodily, isn't it, and your energy in your body, stimming. It's getting that energy out, isn't it? So if you're suppressing that and you're squashing it down, that is going to have an impact on your nervous system, I would imagine, over time.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Having to always like try and
hold yourself together.
Keep it all lit. Yeah, definitely.
You can imagine like that might lead to kind of autoimmune stuff or anxiety.
Yeah.
Fatigue, chronic pain.
Low mood. Depression. Yeah. So it can have an impact, can't it? Masking, I guess, as a whole.
Yeah, masking as a whole.
For
sure.
like.
As well as on your self-esteem and confidence as well. Because you're not developing who you are naturally as a person, are you? You're suppressing your natural kind of personality or your authentic self.
Yeah.
And that's obviously going to have an impact on developing your psyche.
Yeah.
Confidence, self-esteem, who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Which could lead to depression, again, anxiety.
Oh, well, like you said, like not knowing who you are, the identity.
That's a big one,
That is a big one, the identity, not knowing who you are.
I'm not sure I do know who I am still, even at 48. Which is, in some ways, it's quite liberating. So I can be who I want to be.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever kind of had that sense of a personality, really.
Like a solid
sense
of like this.
I think that naturally might lead us into talking about camouflaging and chameleoning. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, what's coming up for you when you think of that then? The camouflaging.
That we become very adept at it, very good at it. Like you were saying, like at school, you were able to fit into all the different social groups. But which of those are you? What is you? Yeah.
I think that's when it was year 10 me. Felt like I'd found that.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, maybe we'll talk about it a bit more about when we do mask, even though there can be the impacts on us, what can feel like quite negative impacts on us for masking for long periods of time. There might be some situations where actually it is necessary to mask to keep ourselves safe, where we have to mask, where actually there's more of a risk or detriment to ourselves by unmasking in front of a person or being in a situation. What do you think about that? Do you feel like there's benefits to it? Or it's
necessary.
Yeah, it can be. It's necessity.
A necessity that then leads to like a benefit to fit into society. Yeah. Yeah. If society didn't necessitate us masking, then that's a whole different thing, isn't it? We'll talk about that a bit later. But there must be a benefit to it, or a perceived benefit to it, for us to do it. So one of the reasons is obviously safety. Yeah. As human beings, we need to be safe, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And to be safe, we need to fit in with the social groups. Otherwise, you know, in the caveman days, we would have been isolated and we would have died, or we would have been killed.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's quite primal, isn't
It's
it?
very primal.
A very primal kind of strength
Yeah.
in numbers, safety in numbers, being a part of the herd.
And if you're different, you can get isolated.
Yeah, which often... Yeah, this, again, I'm tangenting, so I'm going to try and bring myself back. But you see it play out even within the animal kingdom as well, though, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do.
Like, that plays out as quite a primal thing. Like, if you're different, if you can't keep up with the herd...
Yeah, you're vulnerable.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, definitely. But, yeah,
Survival.
camouflaging, chameleoning...
And I know it's a bit contradictory, I suppose, but in a way, but I've always seen that as a real strength, actually, that I was able to develop that, and I've been able to utilise it in jobs that I've been in. It's a really handy skill when you're a counsellor, and the previous jobs I've been in as well. Being able to fit in with different people. And in socially as well. To be able to fit in and get on with different people and make other people feel comfortable again. But then the detriment to you is that, A, you don't really know who you are as a person.
No.
You're getting on with everybody, but no one's really accepting you for your authentic self. So you're not really being accepted. So it can feel very lonely and it can feel very isolating. And you don't really know why. You're surrounded by people, you get on with everybody. You don't know, why am I feeling lonely? Why am I not having that connection with people that other people have?
And that's where it can be easy to go, quite inward, in the sense of like, you're the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
what's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me?
Like, I get on with people, but why are they not, like, becoming better friends or, you know, closer friends?
Because that comes up quite a bit, doesn't it? Struggle with friendships.
Yeah.
I know that can come up quite a bit with ADHD as well, with friendships and holding on to friendships. Or feeling like it can be quite easy to kind of have a friendship, it feel quite intense, and then the friendship ends, or
because friendship ends because you weren't really showing up as your full authentic self in that relationship.
Yeah, can do.
You might meet someone who you kind of feel a bit more comfortable with, or you don't really like the things that you're pretending that you like.
Yeah.
I've done that before lots of times.
Is that where probably people say like that flitting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
flitting
like
between groups and stuff.
groups.
Yeah, trying to find people that you do fit in and align with better.
Yeah. Yeah. So the camouflaging...
It can be developed and become quite a skill, but I think in the detrimental that you never really find your people. It's harder to find your people because you're not allowing them people to see your authentic self. You're not allowing them to see and make a judgment on if they want to actually be your friend or not.
Yeah. So the recognising what the importance or there can be of the benefit of being able to unmask.
Yeah.
The benefit.
Yeah. It's risky. It feels risky, especially if you have been bullied as a child and you've not fitted in, to then face that rejection. And that's, you know, still at my age, I'm still 48, you know. You can still feel, oh my God, I'm unmasking, like, for the first time. Am I going to be accepted? Are people going to like me? Am I going to let out more of these autistic traits and are people going to think I'm rude, blunt, awkward, insensitive? All these labels that we attach to ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like it's gotten harder as I've gotten older with that.
What way?
Do you find that, like, as you've gone older, you know, like some people say, oh, it's harder to make friends.
Yeah.
When you're older, and I get that as well as like a
Definitely
concept, but I think the more you kind of, the older you get, the more things I think can add to the masking or the reasons. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think I'm explaining it properly. But
what kind of reasons do you think?
Like, for example, when you're older, you're more likely to have a job or a career. So therefore it's like, oh, I'm in this for the long term. Yeah. So I need to make this a safe environment for me.
Yeah, it's a big pressure.
Whereas when you're at
to
school,
try and adapt and fit in.
yeah, when you're at school, even though it feels for me like you feel like this is the long haul, there's some sense of once I get past year 11 or sixth form, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I can then go to college and be who I want to be. That comes up quite a bit.
I've heard that quite a lot.
Once I'm in college, I can be
who I want to be. Yeah.
So I think as I'm getting older, I'm noticing my awareness obviously is increasing. So I'm having to think, right, where am I masking? Which helps me to unmask more is recognizing what environments do I mask more? Which people in my life do I mask more? And I guess that helps me with consciously being able to take more of the mask off.
Where it feels safe to do that?
Yeah, where it feels safe to do it, where it feels like I kind of want to, that's my goal.
Take that risk?
Take the risk. But maybe not taking the whole mask off. It might just be like taking a piece.
Yeah.
Taking a little piece, you know?
So how would you recognise them in situations where you are masking, do you think?
So, for example, if I know that I'm trying to not stim, if I know...
So you become conscious of it?
Become conscious of it. If I know that I'm not... I think, like you said, with the nervous system, I do... maybe this is linking in with the fight or flight, but I do feel more tense.
Okay.
Feel more tense.
Right.
Suppressing stims. And I would say less humour.
Surprised about the less humour.
Are you?
Yeah.
As in, like, why?
Because I think I use humour to try and make people comfortable, especially in like a work environment where I'm probably feeling more awkward.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get that.
So what is it with humour for you then? Have you been told that that's inappropriate or something? Have you learnt that that's not always accepted? Or is it a fear?
I think it's a fear because with humour, they can either laugh or not.
So a fear of people not joining in with the humour.
Yeah, it can go one of two ways. Either, like you said, when you had that experience where you made someone laugh, it felt good. Maybe there's that fear of, it might not be funny.
Might not land.
They might not land, and they might. Yeah, it might touch on that part of me that feels like, oh, see, maybe you shouldn't
be yourself.
It's not funny,
or
it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate.
So would that become more back to that not feeling professional, people not seeing you as competent?
Yeah, or not people not, because I think as I'm getting older, I don't feel like my brain is aging, in the sense of I don't feel the age that I am.
No.
I still feel like I'm in my early 20s.
I think that is a very common neurodivergent thing.
It is. So, but I know that it can be very easy for people to judge that and say, oh, he's immature.
Oh, I see.
He's not an adult, or he doesn't act like an adult.
Right.
So that, I think, plays a part.
Have you had this as a teenager then? People think you were immature?
Not so much as a teenager. I think maybe when I was in my 20s.
Oh, right.
So it's like that's the moment I thought, oh, okay, now I need to be more adult. I need to come across as more mature.
I wonder if there is something around neurodivergent people kind of regressing a little bit. Because they've had to be so constrained, like primary school, high school, and it's been quite difficult. Like the risk of being bullied and having to kind of being withdrawn, and maybe there's a bit more when you start getting accepted by people and you start exploring what you like and stuff like that. There's a kind of a bit more of like a fun element of it, sort of revisiting like your childhood type of thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of autistic people have like special interest, don't they, around, kind of like childhood things like anime, squash, fluffy toys, Doctor Who, not that that's particularly Lego, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like bring back fun. We can have fun now. We can cut on masking and be more of who we want to be. Enjoy the things that we always wanted to enjoy that we weren't allowed to before. Don't know.
Creativity comes to mind. But also I think, sometimes it can be just nice to, you kind of get lost in a world where you feel like you fit in as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So that can come up quite a bit with like, like you said about anime.
Yeah.
Movies, series, worlds, or books.
Neurodivergent people is more like neurodivergent representation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's if I'm thinking about like when we're trying to unmask more, are there any things that you think might be helpful? And I've said about like, for me, what I find is helpful is recognizing the areas where I'm doing it, because then I stand more of a chance of being able to unmask more if I want to in that area. So like, say for example, it was work and I'm like, okay, I know I'm masking more at work. It's causing me to feel more burnt out when I'm at home.
Tired.
So I need to maybe within myself try and find ways that I can unmask. Maybe if it's not for the whole day or with certain people, but what are some things that I can do to help me unmask?
Right. Well, I have like fidget spinner, like stimming sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. So, but I don't know, is there anything for you that you found helpful?
Yeah, what was I going to say? I had a little lapse of memory. Yeah, what I was thinking is working on the self-acceptance, I think.
Yes, that's a big one.
Because
Sal.
if you accept yourself and you, it's a bit cheesy, isn't it? But if you love yourself and you accept yourself unconditionally and you see yourself as a flawed human being, then it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't matter what people think of you.
True.
If they think you're awkward, or they think you're not funny, or if they think that you're blunt or rude, you know that you're not. That's not who I am as a person. I know I'm not as a person. I'm a very caring, understanding person. If you misunderstand me or misjudge me, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Because if you don't accept yourself and you don't accept, let's say, that part of you, you're like, I don't want to have ADHD, I don't want to have autism, or I don't like that part of me.
That part is shamed.
Shamed, yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's almost like, that's for me, sits at the core of like, if we don't address that,
you can't integrate it, can you?
we can't integrate that. It's like, that's a very strong thing that's going to hold you. So yeah, that's a really big thing that you said there, the self-acceptance, the compassion, being compassionate towards yourself. Like you said, recognising it's okay to be who you are.
Yeah.
Even if others don't accept that or don't.
No, it's okay to stim. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you're childish or whatever. Whatever it is you've internalised as that means. Owning that, okay, I'm not good at maths, but I am good at lots of other things. I think doing an IQ test really helped me,
What did it?
Yeah, because I always thought myself quite intelligent. But on the IQ test, I came out as distinctly average, which was quite upsetting. But once I broke down, when the results were broken down, it was because there was some things that I was exceptionally good at, like 90s, in like pattern recognition. And I can't remember what the other one was, but it was a good one that I'd need in my job. That is a good one for me. But I was so bad at like spatial awareness, like down to 20, which averaged it out. And I think that's a common experience with neurodivergent people, is that there's some stuff that we're exceptionally good at, some stuff that we're awful at, but we kind of focus on the stuff that we're not really good at.
Yes.
Whereas actually I could look at it and go, actually, do you know what? It doesn't matter that my spatial awareness is rubbish. I know that that's rubbish. But I've got the Google Maps. I might bump my leg every time, I'm walking past something. I'm okay with that. I know it's not because I'm clumsy. I know that it's a lack of spatial awareness or it's dyspraxia or whatever. But actually, because I know that I'm really exceptionally good at these things, and if I focus on the strengths and try and mitigate the challenges, I can accept those bits, then I'm okay with myself. That's okay.
Yeah. So so again, like you've said, that with accepting that.
Do you know what else has helped me though?
Go on.
Having those really, really good friends. Having people that I've aligned with, that I'm really close to, that I've been able to unmask, and they've accepted me, they've accepted my flaws. And that's helped me to accept myself, for sure.
Yeah, so having that external acceptance.
So finding those one or two people that you can slowly really unmask with, and then will accept you as a person. And that does tend to be more neurodivergent people, of course it is going to be.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get it. They're not going to see your neurodivergent traits as awkward, rude, because they're similar. They understand, they've got empathy for that.
Yeah.
That does help.
Because I think that's quite key, isn't it? Like you've said that, accepting who you are, accepting the parts that you think, okay, I might not have a strength in that area, which I think a lot of my anxiety with maths, it took me a long time actually to come to a place where I could say, I'm actually okay with not being good at maths. I actually don't really care.
Great.
But that took a long time. That took probably until I was in my 20s before I started to really... But then once I accepted that was a part of me, like, yeah, I'm not good at maths, but...
Doesn't define you, does it?
Doesn't define me.
No.
But then I recognise...
Doesn't define your worth.
No. All these other strengths. So that's a good, like you're saying, recognising that it doesn't... The things that we might feel not strong in, that doesn't define us. Having friends, having solid, comfortable relationships.
People we start to unmask with in a safe way that accept us. And that happens more, doesn't it? The more you are yourself, authentic self, you attract people who are wanting to actually be friends with you because they see your light.
Shine your light.
Exactly.
And that will attract
like-minded people.
Yeah, I like that. So I think is there anything you want to add with that? Or anything that we might have missed or that springs to mind when we're, looking at masking? We've spoken a little bit about what masking is, how it presents, how we can unmask more, the kind of the toll it can take on us.
Yeah.
Like the emotional kind of price of masking. We spoke a little bit about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you wanted to add or to the kind of final?
I don't think so, I think we've covered it quite well. We've tangented a bit. We've gone here and there and everywhere.
As we do.
But I think, we've explored it really well together. And I think we've come up with a lot of interesting kind of aspects of it, really.
Yeah. And we accept that tangent.
Of course we do.
We accept the power of that and the
beauty.
The necessity. The beauty, the necessity of a tangent.
The creativity that allows into fully kind of embracing a subject and a topic.
Yeah.
Just got to draw the strands together.
Connect the dots. But yeah, it's been great. Thanks for sharing as well your experiences.
And you too.
It's been really helpful. But yeah, until the next episode.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.